You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com. Got the privilege today of sitting down with an individual who is running for one of your city council seats here in Jasper, Katelyn Hanson. Thank you for coming in.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be here.
So for people who don't know you, which from what I understand, everybody knows you, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's some of your background?
Well, my name is Katelyn Hanson, and I grew up here my whole life. I went to school here, graduated in 2009, went to SFA, got my bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies, became an elementary teacher, like my mom, and then from there went on to get my master's degree in educational technology from Texas A&M. Graduated in 2018 with that. My husband and I lived in Beaumont previously. I worked for Vider ISD. And then we moved back in 2020, bought my childhood home.
Wow.
And so, that's
awesome.
been a lot of fun to kind of raise my kid exactly where I was raised.
That's pretty wild. That's cool.
And so, here we are today.
Nice. So you've been in education. You and your husband also have a small business, correct?
Correct. My husband and I are co-owners of Bayou Brothers Crawfish, located now on Highway 96 between Harvest and Texas Farm Bureau.
So if people are after crawfish, they can come get hooked up right there.
Absolutely. Right now we're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
We're looking to maybe expand into more days, but we're not there yet.
Hey. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yes, sir.
South of Harvest.
Yes,
on
sir.
the right-hand side if you're headed out of town.
Correct.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So I normally ask people who throw their hat in the ring to run for a position. Number one, are you on any medications? And are you losing your mind? And so, I guess really the thought is, getting into local politics is not easy.
Correct.
And just want to know why you threw your hat in the ring.
Like I said, I'm from this town, and I have a son now. We waited a really long time to have him, not by our choice, by God's choice.
Sure.
We're really thankful for him, and I want him to be proud of where he's from. I do see a lot of people in and out of this town, families that are leaving our district. They are moving off. They're not just, going to homeschool or a different school in the area. They're truly moving away from this town. And we need more people to come to this town to survive. And I just want him to be proud of where he's from. I want to be proud of where I'm from. I do feel like we could use some changes.
Okay.
In communication, in how things are run. Yeah. What would you say the current status of City Hall is, just from a standpoint of optics, what you've seen and what you've watched, that makes you want to throw your hat in the ring? From what I've seen and what I've also read on Facebook, a lot of people like to describe it as circus, chaos, unfriendly, things of that nature, and I would like to see that restored to the complete opposite.
Okay.
We need a city hall where people are welcome to come and get ideas and get help, and a council that is behind your town. I know one of the big, topics of discussion in this town is JEDCO and the chamber, and I feel like that the JEDCO, the chamber, and the city, all three should work together. I feel that, JEDCO can bring in the business, the chamber can support the business, and the city can back the business.
Gotcha.
And not just the city and City Hall. I'm talking about the citizens. There's no point to have a business here if the citizens don't come to buy things from you or come to see what you offer.
Right.
So we need all three of those things to work in tandem. And right now there's just a lot of conflict and chaos between those.
Okay. So you guys being a small business, have you had much experience trying to get your business going here in town?
I'm kind of the person behind all that. I, don't know things from like how you build a business standpoint. Wasn't building from the concrete up. I didn't hire anybody.
Sure.
It was a little bit challenging at the beginning, just kind of, being handed a paper with electricians and plumbers and not really knowing where to go from there. The people that work at City Hall are great. They kind of walk me through the process, exactly what I needed to do to get things up and running. And I will say that they were very quick about everything. There was no like long wait that we had between projects. It was just, us hiring the people and, getting all of that lined out.
Sure.
But I would like to see, like maybe a booklet or a document,
Like
or
a starter guide?
Yeah, like that's a perfect word. Like a guide to like, here's how you open a business in Jasper if you have no idea. Or if you do have an idea, here's a couple of the requirements that,
Sure.
You're going to have to walk through. I have heard from other people that we have a lot of red tape that people have to jump through.
Okay.
So I think anything we can do to make it easier for businesses to come to Jasper, to bring industry to our town, to boost our economy,
Sure.
would be great.
It almost seems like, whenever the state of Texas has such a pro-business profile, to come into some of those rural communities and see such a not pro-business profile.
Correct.
Even from a standpoint of some of the minutiae you've got to work through to get established,
Right.
it matters. And so if someone's out there and they are considering voting for you, what are 3 things that you feel like are very important to you? 3 things that maybe you would put them on a political sign, or maybe you would say these 3 things represent what I'm bringing to the mix.
So on my flyers, well, not flyers, I'm sorry, that's kind of old school. On my website, for sure.
Yeah.
My door hangers that are coming in and my cards, I've got 3 words, listening, leading, and growing.
Okay.
And that's kind of what I've just decided is, I guess, my campaign slogan.
Okay.
I do want to listen to the people of this town. People have asked me this, and I've said multiple times, nobody's ever come up to me and said, "Hey, what do you want to see in this town?
Right.
What are your ideas?"
Yeah.
We are a town of around 7,000 people. We have 7,000 at least ideas floating around out there.
Sure.
But no one has ever said, "Give me your input."
Yeah.
Some things, I have personal things I would like to see, obviously, with having like a 1-year-old. We try to go to the park now that it's pretty, and he loves to slide and he thinks he's invincible. But the playground equipment is very big.
Yeah.
And so he's very little and can't walk. And so when he's in the mix with, older kids, I have to be like right there with him, even though I want to
Sure.
give him his independence. I would
Sure.
love to see like a section of our park, maybe with smaller equipment.
Right.
Or my kid also does not like to wear shoes. Maybe having like some sails over the equipment to keep the ground from getting as hot. Just, those are some personal things that I have.
Sure.
But again, no one's ever said like, "Hey, give me some ideas." I would also like to see our city website kind of revamped and have like a communication system for our residents. Working at this school, we have a company that we work with called Parent Square. They do our website and our communication. We send out notices. The school sends out notices. Parents have gotten used to getting those. I'd like to see something along those lines.
Right.
Also done for the city. Most of our demographic is older, so they may not do Facebook. Whoever is running the Facebook page is doing a phenomenal job. I like to see that. But again, those are some things I want to see. I want to wait for our citizens to communicate back with us.
Right.
Right now, currently on my website, I just have a Google form. If you go, there's a button you can press that says, "Give me your ideas, your questions, your feedback. Is there anything you want to know about?" You can click on that, fill that out, and then that gives us at least some input from the community.
I got you.
Leading in my role, I've been the president of the Region 5 ATPE organization, which is a teacher organization. I'm used to listening to people, helping make decisions on a bigger scale. I do think I can bring leadership skills to the table where we can have discussions. We can agree to disagree, but still, walk away, shake hands, and be friends. Just because my thoughts are not your thoughts doesn't mean we have to dislike each other.
Sure.
So just leading from that aspect and then growing, I really do want to see this town grow. Like I said, my kid is everything to me.
Right.
And I want him to be proud of where he's from. And we've got to bring some things into this town to bring more people here to, make sure there's things for kids to do. I hear that all the time. There's nothing for kids to do. And it's true. I mean, when I grew up, I was at the skating rink. Mm-hmm. And the skating rink was where you went every Friday and Saturday for 4 or 5 hours at a time. And sweet Miss Peggy, that your parents knew that she had her thumb on you and you were going to behave and do what you were supposed to do, or your parents were going to get a phone call.
Sure.
But that was, where we landed as kids.
Yeah.
But we do, to keep industry in our town, we've got to have more things for our kids to do locally versus having to go to Beaumont or Lufkin.
Okay. So if there's any final thought you want to leave with the people who might be listening, just one message that you want to leave them with if they're questioning their vote. Now, first of all, everybody can't vote for you, right?
Correct. Only District 4 can vote for me. Those streets are also listed on my website. So if you don't know, if you live there, go and look it up. They're also on the city page. If you go to jaspertexas.org and go to elections, they have a nice map where you can zoom in and see if you're located. I do know I cover Inman Edition, a little bit down East Gibson, and then on to Bevel Loop, Beechwood, Cinnamon Oak Street, on around the corner, Shady Lane area. And then if you keep going down Bevel Loop, the Hopkins Drive, Golden Drive area, that's all part of my district.
Okay.
So if you live there, you can cast your vote for me on May 2nd at the high school. Early voting will be before then at City Hall.
At City Hall. Okay. Well, I'll say this. I appreciate your demeanor and I appreciate your pleasantness.
Thank you so much.
And I wish you good luck in your race.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Absolutely.
I appreciate everything you do for our town. And this has been a lot of fun. And I do hope that I can have your vote. If you have any questions for me, just reach out on Facebook.
What's your website?
Oh, goodness. It's a Google site. If you find me on Facebook, I'm going to have to look it up so I don't lie to you. If you find me on Facebook, I do have it posted publicly. The website is, sorry, I'm trying to find it.
It's all right.
sites.google.com/view/Katelyn Hanson for District 4.
Okay. Or they can go over to your Facebook page, find you there, and then go to the page after, or I guess you have your page linked somehow or another, or maybe?
So my page is private, but I do have some public posts with the election information.
Gotcha. Once again, I really appreciate your time and wish you the best of luck in this deal.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right.